Welcome to With Love, a podcast that celebrates people, purpose, selfless intent, and quiet acts of kindness. This year, as With Love NGO completes 10 years of Seva, we wanted to pause and say thank you, not with applause, but with stories. Today's conversation is with someone who chose to give not for recognition, but for impact. Someone who believed that when resources are shared with the right intent, they can change lives. Joining me today is Rita Date, a Pune-based wellness coach, nutritionist, author, and the founder of her holistic wellness center, The Breathing Room, which offers yoga, meditation, mindful eating, and support for mind-body balance. She's one of those who closes her eyes, opens her generous heart, and simply pours her love into the NGO, enabling us to do so much more work at the ground level. Donors like her are not humans, they are our angels. Welcome to the podcast, Rita.
Thank you, Dimple.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few quick questions to celebrate our journey together. I want to know what made you choose to support With Love NGO.
The work firstly, I met you, and
Yes.
then I was just floored by the energy you had and your purpose. I mean, giving money is one thing, but actually getting down to the nitty-gritties of going to these places where
At the
work
ground
is
level.
at the
Yes.
ground level
Yes.
is not easy.
Yeah.
and it's something that I have not really been able to do, but I feel I'm getting closer
Yes.
through your NGO.
Right.
You're just like, I will be there, and that's what I saw the energy that you have and the things that you're doing, and that's what I like to give. Where I know where I can see.
Where you can see the transparency and where my money is going, or is the work really happening? I think
the
these
work
are very
effect,
important
the
things,
effects
right?
of the work you can
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
The happiness on the faces of the kids and.
Their journeys, their
Yes.
educational journeys, improving everything, and you've been a very strong supporter of that, and it's so surprising that when we both met, I remember the first time we met at Grow Pune event, and I just praised your space because I saw it on Instagram. Like, we literally started from there, and we didn't know today we'd be sitting and having a chit chat over a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like some connections are just there, and you just need one little zaria to make it happen. And I think for us, it's literally been like that.
Right.
Right.
And I saw your post on how hard an influencer works.
Okay.
That stuck with me, that it's really hard work, and you're doing this. Then when I learned that you're doing this for the NGO, I was like even more.
I was like, I want to use my page eventually to make noise for the voices that really matter. But for that, you have to first, like we spoke about this earlier in your podcast. That it's important to first build a base and get people to get attracted towards your page.
Absolutely.
For that. That's how you can actually then, I think, make noise for the right things.
And you're getting there. You are there, I should say.
But today's about you, not about me. So I'm going to bring the questions back to you.
Okay.
Do you remember? I think we do remember the first moment we connected. So I'm going to just move on to how does supporting an NGO or supporting the not so privileged communities really make you feel, and how is this a responsibility for every citizen?
We are very privileged, and there's no question. You have to give back, and there's been studies shown on the effects of giving and taking. And the effects of giving are much more than when you receive a gift. And okay, that's a selfish reason, but that
But it works for you.
It works.
It's
it
scientifically
works,
proven.
Scientifically proven. And in this day and age, when we have so much loneliness and depression and this is something people really should explore. And there's a lot of money out there. It should be going to the right places. And I encourage the younger generation to do this, because they are also in this space of confusion and mental health issues. And
you've touched upon a very sensitive and
they should not
important
wait
topic.
till they get old to give back. I think they would really benefit from
starting young,
giving. Giving.
I think, thank you for saying that, because now that you say it, it makes me realize, don't we all somehow have this belief system that वो सेवा का काम वो तो हम बाद में करेंगे ना, old age में तो वही करना है. A lot of people talk like this, and you just touched upon that, and it struck a chord. That's what we do. We are like, okay, first let me build my life, my family, my business, my everything. then in old age what I'll do this only na. But that's not the right way to think. Like
Yeah.
now that we are talking and exploring that, I realize that why do we connect Seva with retirement plans?
Right.
You know, why shouldn't it start young, in fact? And thank you for talking about mental health because, well, I have been doing a lot of research that depression can actually be solved when you start giving. When you
Absolutely.
work for communities that don't have that much, that's where depression is actually getting solved. And now a lot of doctors are prescribing it. They're telling you to go and be a part of a community that matters, or to give at places that they're not going to even see again. You know, so there's a lot of talk on this, and you've touched upon it so beautifully. I think that's really important, that, you know, to cure or to be in a good mental health space all the time. Why are we waiting to get into depression?
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So we start young, and that's how we look after ourselves.
Yeah.
So-
So the youngsters, they're earning good money. There are a lot of things where they give. Okay.
Yeah.
I know my daughter used to give when she was working at a software company, and that's one step,
Yeah.
which is very good. But the next step is going in and actually getting involved,
Yeah.
and I think that's also necessary. I mean, giving money is one thing, and
Yeah.
it's needed, and please do it.
I think you're playing a very big role,
Yeah.
honestly.
But they would just benefit from seeing the work, I think.
Yeah. Can you share something about your daughter and her work? I think that's very inspirational. I had a side conversation on this with you in your office.
She's a software engineer, and she was working in the US. She came back, started her own company, but didn't want to do tech anymore. So she makes films. And she's made a Marathi film called Tango Malhar. And she really, you know, she's giving back to the community in her own way. She, not only through money, but through the actions she does, and she goes to certain events where
Yeah.
it's important, or rallies, and
Wow.
and she has a heart.
Yeah.
She has a heart.
Do you see any change in her since she's involved at the ground level? Like when you say that, okay, giving money is important, but get down to the ground level. That's way more important.
It just hits you. It's a chord.
Yeah.
I mean, you might see it on TV or you read about it, but when you actually see
Yeah.
things that are being done, and then people that need things,
Yeah.
it really and right now even I'm like feeling, you know, it affects you.
Of course.
And we're just so lucky, and we really need the inequity is getting more all over the world.
Yeah.
And we should do something about it as much as we can.
Yeah, and like your daughter works at the ground level. You are the one who's always constantly donating towards NGOs. Not only mine, I know you help a lot more NGOs than just With Love, which is great, because I keep saying don't stop yourself here. So I want to understand what thought process comes, like from where is this coming? Why does it feel so easy for you to just pick up the phone and make a donation? And what is it that the others are missing out on? Is there like a tip? Is there something like a switch in your brain which is different? What is going on when you think about doing these things? Because I've literally seen you not even blink an eye when you're doing it.
I don't see why people don't. I can't understand. I think, you know, life is short. You're gonna go and your money will be there.
Yeah.
So please give it to a good cause.
Yeah.
Use it while you can. It's no use when you're going, you know, you
Yeah.
go away. And do it now when you can.
Yeah,
Do
with
it
your
now
own
when
hands,
you can.
yeah.
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 With your own hands.
Yeah.
It's no use when you're, you know, later on.
Yeah. Also, even if it's selfish, have you realized that when you're giving, you're also like your life's getting better, or it's money is flowing more abundantly towards you? Have you noticed a link between the two? I know you must have never even want to think like this, but
Yeah.
I just want to know, because I have noticed this pattern. People who are constantly giving are also receiving abundantly.
I think, like you say it.
Yeah, I want you to think
Yeah,
on this, because
I
I've
am-
noticed this.
I think so. I think you have to have an abundant mindset.
Yes, for
Okay?
sure. Yeah.
And luckily, my parents always did.
Oh.
They never had a lot of money, but they always were very generous with giving. You know, they gave a lot to temples. They gave a lot to
Personal choices, yeah.
and whoever wanted, like, came for money.
Yeah.
It could be anybody, like for any cause. They always gave $50. I mean, I grew up in the U.S. Like
Correct.
$50,
Yeah.
whatever they could give.
Yeah.
And they didn't, you know, they weren't like abundantly rich, but whatever they could, they gave.
Yeah.
So that really struck a chord with me.
Yeah.
They always had an abundant mindset. They never thought that, oh, I can't give, I might not have enough.
Yeah.
You know, just give.
Yeah. I'll always have enough.
Yeah, and you always have enough.
Yeah.
So that I really, especially my dad. My
Wow.
mom, I think the moms, they control the purse and the house and the budgets.
Yeah, the budgets, yeah.
So they're a little bit more careful, but my dad was just, he grew up without anything. He grew up quite, poor.
A lot of hardships.
A lot of hardships. So that's why I'm so proud of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he a happy man?
He was a very happy man.
I think that for me is the abundant mindset
Yes.
in play. Sometimes a lot of us think abundance and money go together, but not really. Abundance and prosperity is also happy family, is a happy person, is a joyous human being.
Yeah.
Because how many of us are today,
Now you
right?
say, yes.
So that's the main, I think, key aspect to check abundance in somebody's life. And now that I'm seeing how it's rolling into the generations in your family, it's so inspiring for me because it's coming from your dad to you and now to your daughter. So it's like all of you are playing a role for the community here.
Yeah, I'm very happy. The way I think both my kids are getting there.
Wow.
They're already there.
Yeah.
But it'll even grow as they
Yeah.
get older. They're young.
Of course.
Yeah,
It's just the
and
beginning
just the
actually of a lot of
beginning.
things.
So I'm happy about that. I'm glad that you met and this abundant thing happened even more. That you mentioned it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yes. Now that you mentioned it, I think it does.
Yeah.
Even maybe not in money, but in your heart.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're a happier
Always.
person, like you said.
Yeah.
You're
just
feel,
glowing. I
you
always feel like
good.
people, you should feel good. And when you walk into spaces, people are always talking about how the energy shifts there. Now, that's not just coming without the work being done. Of course, inner work is one thing, but also what you are giving to the community is reflecting back onto you.
Yeah.
I feel we are healthier, we have better auras even because of all this. And I know I can discuss this with you because you understand those kind of
Yes.
keywords.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great. I just love this conversation with you. And if you had to share a few words with an audience who's watching you and they don't know where to start, can you give them some tips or some key points that helps them start this journey, no matter what the age?
Okay. See what resonates with you. A lot of people do give to your religious whatever religious affiliations you might have.
Yeah.
People do feel peace when they go to a temple or a mosque or church.
Yes.
That's one thing. A lot of people are giving to animal causes.
Yes,
I'm not one of them,
but that's fine.
yeah,
It's what resonates with you.
Whatever resonates with you,
Yeah,
that they feel good.
Yes.
They're with animals. A lot of people give to the environment. There's so many causes, and they're needed. Environmental people are doing a lot of good work. So, and I read something that we don't have global warming anymore. We have global boiling.
Wow.
Things are really
That's crazy.
Yeah, and look at the pollution. Things we need to, those causes are very important. Our quality of life. So think about that. It affects our life. All these things.
Yes.
In
fact, a lot of people have this habit of saying that that's not my problem. That the government or whoever should take care of it, But we forget that we all are responsible for everything, whether the good that's happening in the world or some tough things happening in the world. If we don't take the responsibility, no one is coming to take the responsibility, So I think responsibility is a very key word, and that shift of mindset is damn important for even taking that first step, right?
So see what resonates with you, and if nothing resonates, try to make something resonate.
Anything that
Find
bothers
something,
you is a trigger for you, is the cause that you should help.
Whether it's educating children or like animals or whatever it is, there are numerous things to choose from. That you can choose from, and just choose and do it.
Yeah, there's so many people.
You
and
can
so
do
many
it. Start in a small way. Just by giving a little bit. Maybe even just going to see what the organization does.
I think very important.
Right?
That's very important.
Yeah. So lots of people, we get when we meet, we always hear like, oh, there's so much traffic, there's so much this thing, oh, what's happening in Delhi, but there are a lot of good things happening.
Yeah.
There are lots of people like you doing a lot of good things.
Yeah.
A lot of good things. I met one couple. They gave up their whole life in the US and came here, started a school. They just adopted like 30, 40 kids. They decided we don't want holidays, we don't want this, this is what we want to do.
Wow.
And this is they were in their like late 30s, 40s. So this is just one example.
Yeah,
And I'm not advocating people to do that, but there's lots of people doing lots of good things. So look for the good. Look for the good. Don't just say the politicians are doing this. I know it's happening,
Yeah.
and it's a problem. But try to look for good and see where you can fit in.
That's great, and that's a great reminder for all of us, because we're sometimes so stuck up on that black dot on the white paper that we forget to see that the white paper is also there, and there's so much positive in the world. But somehow news, Instagram, things that we are seeing, scrolling, screen time is all about negative news. But doesn't mean that good doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I feel there's so many people doing so much good work. All we have to do is take a step ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you are a great advocate of that. So thank you so much for joining me on this podcast.
It's a pleasure.
And thank you so much for always being our backbone, because it truly, truly matters to us. And because of you, we are able to bring that impact at the ground level. Because though you say it's a small thing, I'm just giving money, I'm still not there, like you mentioned. But Rita, I think if the funds don't come in, what are these NGOs going to do? Besides giving their time and effort, a skill set.
It's a
collaborative effort
Yeah.
that you play your role here. It's like an ecosystem.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should ever undermine your role, because we are the most grateful to our donors, especially someone like you with the right intent and the right heart. So thank you so much for everything you do for us.
Thank you for having me, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Rita. As we come to the end of this conversation, we're reminded that change doesn't happen alone. It happens when people choose compassion over convenience and love over indifference. Thank you for being a part of the With Love community and family, for listening, for caring, for believing that Seva, when done with dignity, can truly change lives. This was one voice from our journey of 10 years, and many more stories await. Until next time, keep choosing kindness with love.